Okay, so I know I was talking about being consistent and doing my videos every single day, and I didn't even do yesterday like an idiot. But I'm not gonna beat myself up over it or really trip about it, because it just happens. Sure, I would love to keep the consistency going, and I intend on doing it. But some days are just too stressful, not even stressful. I don't like that word. Too hectic and a lot to do. And sometimes I forget to really get stuff done. And this is what the whole journey is for. Reinforcing some habits and breaking my previous routine of this self-hatred or guilt when I don't get something done that I intended on getting it done. Because surely it's better to get stuff done than not. But sometimes if you really beat yourself up with an iron fist, it just makes it really worse in the long run. And I'm using a feather. I want to use a feather when I beat myself up. I don't want to be tripping about it or really deeping every single wrongdoing that I do, because we all make mistakes and we all are not the best. But it's all just a matter of consistency and really gaining your understanding of the situation that that you've done through learning about why you've done what you've done and what made you do the decision that you did. And the reason that I didn't do my video yesterday wasn't for a bad reason necessarily. It's just I had a long day and I completely disregarded it. Not in the way that I didn't deem it important, but I just didn't see the need or feel the need to do the video, which maybe in itself is a good thing. Because a part of my day shouldn't be allocated to something that I don't want to do if I don't need to do it. And that's something I really want to reinforce in myself. I want to get to the point where I'm not doing things to do them, and I hate that. I don't want to be doing things that I hate, but I still need to get them done. And so many exercises such as this, like the videoing and learning more about myself, goes through many forms of that, and not just through this video one. Because yesterday, I can just go through it, taught me more about myself than this video would have done yesterday. Sure, I could have done both, and realistically, I should have done both. But like I said, shit happens, whatever, we move. We learn and we move. And that's just how life works. So anyways, yesterday, I woke up really early because my partner and I, business partner, another one of us, had a business meeting with a law firm, our third law firm that we're in talks with. And this one really was a beneficial one in many regards. We were there for about an hour and a half when we were expected to be there for half an hour, simply because it was going really well and the conversation was flowing. We were learning, they were learning, and it was a back and forth conversation where we were both kind of understanding and gauging where we're both at and what we both want from this mutual agreement. And hopefully, again, as I said in many videos prior, it's only something that I'll figure out how it plays out when it plays out. It was great news, and that's really all I can say. Not because of some confidential stuff, but simply because I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out. Sure, they might have said some great words, and we were very hyped and very happy about the result of the meeting, and we intend on continuing this conversation with the law firm with full intent to succeed in every practical manner. But you never know what might happen. One day they could, hopefully not, one day they could easily just back out, or we could back out for some reason, or there's something that happens which just doesn't allow us to move forward, and you never know. And that's why I keep my hopes up, but understand that it's really not the end of the world when something doesn't play out the way you expect it to. And you just have to learn from that. Take it in a positive manner every single time. Every single scenario that happens in your life, you just have to think about it in a positive way, and there will always be one. Sure, sometimes you might not ever be able to come to that conclusion. But when you really open your heart and your eyes and take a second to really deep your scenario that you're in, whatever this came to your mind with, there is a positive way to take it. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. However, there always is a way to think about it in a positive way that will impact your life better than what you would have thought on your instant urge to complain, to bitch, to really shut yourself out and down of this entire scenario. You know? It's like, if you're not able to play both sides or even to hear both sides, or you're already lost. You've already lost. Because the people who are able to deep situations on another level, not in some Einstein way, but in some practical way, when you really understand how it's meant, how it was meant to occur in your mind, isn't ever going to be how it is. No expectations will ever become realities so long as you stick with the one-sided view. There'll always be 100 sides, and if you've thought of every single one, there's another one you could not have foreseen, simply because there's too many unknown variables in this life and in every situation. No matter, even if it's a linear problem, there's always a 2D, 3D, 4D, XD type of plane that you're missing, and I'm missing. And that's what I'm learning, you know? With every lesson, with every scenario comes another lesson. And with every lesson, you learn more about how you were supposed to go about it, what you did wrong, where you were supposed to go right about, or do something differently. And it all builds up, it progressively builds up. And that's what makes time such a big impact on everyone's life. Despite people thinking that you don't have enough time, or time is all you've got. Sure, it's all you've got. But there's too much time to be spent wasted in this life, despite the other fact being true, that we have a limited amount of life and time. And by that, I mean there's two truths, and there's not just one. Not like there's a true or false. You can have two truths at the same time, and this is just one of the scenarios where you understand that there is a limited amount of time. We'll say it's 80 years on a lifespan, and then most old people say, oh, you have to take care of your time. But then what are you doing right now? What are you doing? What am I doing? You know, I approximately spend 2 to 3 hours on jargon, bullshit, stuff that don't really help me, and really, you're honking me, and don't really help me, but I still do them anyways. Say doom scrolling, I've substantially cut that out, but an easy one for the people who are watching right now. Doom scrolling on Snapchat stories. You know, you convince yourself that TikTok's a problem, then you move over to Instagram, then you move over to YouTube Shorts, and you move over to Snapchat, and then you move over to Spotify. Like, there is so many. Oh my god, that was fucking beyond me. Oh, fuck. Little derail of thought there. That shit was on my neck. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but after the meeting, circling back, after the meeting that we had, all was well, and we then met up with our interns, and we taught them just the basics of how we're going to operate, how we're going to help them and teach them in this process of life, because the interns aren't here to just do their part and move on. They're here to improve themselves through us improving them, which will then create and generate this scenario where we have this ecosystem where each of our interns is capable of doing what needs to be done in their own regards, to take accountability, to really put their foot forward and make a difference. You know, because a lot of people insinuate and equate interns with doing the bitch work, or doing the brunt of the stuff that people don't want to do. And sure, at times it might seem that way. But in a startup that we're cultivating, it's quite the opposite actually. We really are just spending around a couple of weeks to get the gist of how they operate, how we operate with people under our belts. And through that, reinforce habits that will allow them to improve their ways of life. And through that, it'll then motivate them to actually want to do things. Because if you give them stuff they don't care about, they're never going to learn, they're never going to practically implement anything. But if you give them a way to figure out a solution in their life, give them a way to solve a random occurrence in their day which they don't want to do, and it's just a hassle for them. Say, getting a debrief summary of your entire email and calendar for the day. Something as simple as that through an automation that we could provide them in a day or two. We don't want to provide it to them. We want to instill in them that they can do this. They can do it. We don't want to be the ones babysitting and playing the chess game for them. We want to... This camera is always beeping at me. I'm not in your house, bro. We want to instill in them that they're capable too. And that's what we're striving for. And hopefully that'll play out in the right sense with giving a lot of people responsibilities. And really, it's about learning how we operate, how they operate, and then the next interns and so on and so forth. It's a progressive build-up because with a startup, it's always going to be that way. You know, there's no linear path through anything. One intern might be drastically different than the other, with different strengths, different weaknesses, and different habits. So we just have to pinpoint them and understand that if we really take our time and show them the ropes, you know, like that one saying with lead a horse to, teach a man to give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats forever. Exact same idea and motto in this is applicable with our startup and what we're going through. We don't want to be babysitting them, like I said. And so yeah, that was another positive we had. It went great. And then went home and I was slumped and had to pack, had to go to the gym. Can't miss the gym. You really cannot miss the gym. It's my choice of drug. I would highly recommend getting on a routine and implementing gym as an hour and a half time block period between getting there and leaving, because ever since I've allowed myself this block every day, it's become something that really lifts me up. Sure, some days I don't feel like being there or it's just long doing the workout, but getting it done is the most important part. And instilling a routine in your mind, even if you don't realize it, inherently benefits you in many, many ways, because you start having this rhythm in how you operate. And the rhythm is extremely important, and people don't talk about rhythm. Rhythm is a underrated word, if I were to say, because people think habits and like atomic habits and routine. No one talks about the rhythm of how you operate. And I actually just thought of that one Jaylen Brown edit where he was talking about the rhythm of people, of basketball players, and if you know, you know. Anyways, and I'm just trying to find out my rhythm, and that's through playing the game. And this is just another one of those days. Anyways, yeah, so it's around 5 p.m. I think it's May 28th. Yep, it is. And I'm traveling to Florida for my internship in Tampa in 10 hours. But I'm ready. I'm extremely excited for it. I can't wait to get there, to start working and start improving myself in ways I wouldn't even have imagined. I've been given this opportunity to work in America that will highly accredit myself, because I'm working in not in a tech company, but in a tech region where I'll be working with the AI development team, and that inherently is exactly what my business is about. So is my co-founder, and so is a couple other people. But inherently with myself, this is what I'm doing. This is my future, and I'm just building upon it, creating the Tetris structure in a proper framework-based way, rather than just scaffolding a couple of things and ideas together. This will allow me to really take myself to the next level, and I'm extremely excited for it. I can't wait. This will really be a character building moment in my life, and I'm hoping that this journey documents that in the right way. Because despite me trying to do these videos every day and improving on my speech and my ideas and how I operate, it'll never be as good as how I envision it in my head. And that's just something that is only natural. People have this idea that it's going to play out the way you think it is. It won't. And that's okay. When the weather is good, finally people are out. You love to see it. Imagine being one of those people who hate life, you know? I'm sure I was at one point. I'm sure you were at one point. And I'm hoping that you get better from it, because I am. Life fucking sucks, bro, sometimes, you know? Life really sucks. But it doesn't. It really doesn't. I was talking to my mom right now, and she was stressed about how, like, a couple things are going with my family. And I told her, I was like, don't forget, this is your first life too. I straight up told her that, and she like took a second and she really deeped, and then she hugged me. You know, it's small things. This is everyone's first life as well. You can't expect to know everything and to really do everything, but you have to try, and that's what I'm doing. Anyways, I want to pause this video and end it here, because I feel like I've gone on this rant, but at the same time, I know I have a couple more things to say and talk about, and it just prolongs this video a little bit more than I should be doing, because like 20 minutes is what I'm kind of in my head imagining would be every video. But I want to get an understanding of how I operate when I'm put in these uncomfortable scenarios where I have the camera in my face and I don't really have an idea on what I want to say. Because eventually this is going to be happening, where I'm in rooms, meetings, conferences, presenting, whatever have you, where there might be this awkward silence. And I don't think I struggle with understanding and filling that void, whether it be not talking or filling that void with a scenario, filling that scenario with the right words or rhythm. You know, it's like playing the wrong song. It's like playing a rap song when you're like sad or like whatever. You know, understanding the situation you're in is just another one of those things. And like this dog smells like shit. You know, probably shot. And yeah, this awkward videoing hopefully wouldn't be a thing a year down the line. I should be able to just go on these tangents of talk where I have a structure and I have a flow going through with an idea on how I want to talk about it and just execute it. You know? Because I feel like a lot of people would press pause here, and I'm not comparing myself to other people, but myself included in this. I feel like I would press pause right now just so I can stop this kind of awkward phase I'm in, where I don't really have any talking point, and I'm kind of reiterating myself a lot. But I'm just I'd say I'm happy with how things are going. Very happy. And I'm hoping it stays that way. There is just one thing that's kind of unfortunately happening. Family issues, but you can't let it get to you. You literally cannot let it get to you. And other than that, my life has been going great. Business-wise, emotional-wise, physical-wise, and more, you know. Things are just falling into place as the cube does. Ever since I learned about the cube, you know. I don't want to be dropping that in case, you know. But, hey, if you're watching this video and you made it this far, and you know what the cube is, maybe it was you were meant to be here. Contact me. You know? Because every day I meet new people, and so does my co-founder. And every day new opportunities arise. New things just fall into place. And I'm forever grateful for it. And I don't know what's doing it. I don't know who's doing it. I don't know why it's happening. But I just have to play along. Continue doing my thing. Spreading positivity in myself, especially in the world. But really like benefiting myself and the people around me. And it'll all come. It'll all come. All in due time. All in due time. So yeah. My next video will be actually done in the airport. Or maybe in the airplane. Depends on how my boarding goes. If I feel like it's the right pace for it, I might do it on the plane. I might do it in the airport when I'm just loitering around waiting for my plane. But yeah, this life has a lot to give, and I'm willing to take it all. You have to be willing to take it all, good and bad, and just reinforce it, crumple it up, and spit it back out in a positive way. I got some news today. Can't really say it online, but it was meant to come off in a negative way. Maybe in a negative way. In a way that maybe it would change my timeline in a non-expected manner. But immediately upon getting that news, I thought of it in a way that would benefit me, and immediately it trumped the negative manner. Sometimes the positive way really trumps the negative one. And it all goes back, as I was saying in the beginning of this video, it all goes back to thinking about it in a positive way. I feel like Goku right now, spewing goodness. Anyways, I feel like this is the moment where I press pause and I continue this nice peaceful walk without anything. It's something I've been practicing as well and really doing much more of since I finished my last semester, like in the winter. And I've had this hiatus between the summer internship. I started doing an actual 15 to 30 minute steam room session. I'd love a sauna, but my good life only has a steam room. And it's really the most cortisol minimizing thing I've ever done. Because doing it once, sure, like, oh, you get the feeling. But then really, like, I've been doing it for, let's say, around 3-4 weeks now. Around 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Pretty much every day I go to the gym, I do it. And then I shower right after. It's really the perfect routine to wind down after a workout. And this peaceful ass walk. And I really take it all in and I soak it in. Understand more about what I'm thinking about and why I'm thinking about it. And the point of that was really just putting your shit down. Putting your phone down, putting your electronics down. And I know it might seem counterintuitive because I'm a tech guy and trying to operate in a business with tech, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be on it 24 hours a day. There should be a certain amount of hours a day you allocate yourself to have this personal time. To have this no stress zone where you're really just understanding what you're thinking about and really go into it, dive into it. Because sometimes when you have thoughts, you don't try and understand it. You just try and void it with another thought. And then you count it as multitasking or multi-thinking, but it's not. You're just avoiding a thought, avoiding a scenario by implementing another scenario in your head. And then you call it productivity. It's not productivity. It's not. And that's what's wrong with our generation. You think, oh, these people are on top of the building. It's not, yeah. Sometimes it is a good thing to just slow down, and if you have a thought in your mind, think about it. Even 1 minute. I dare you. If you're watching this video, if I'm watching this video next time, I'll have to obviously do it as well. I dare you to put your phone down right now, or laptop, or whatever, and close it for 2 minutes and just stare at a wall. Stare at nothing. Just think about what you're thinking about. You can focus on your breathing. The whole meditation point and everything is what really this stems from. But like meditation it is great and everything. I'm not hating on it. But people run away from even meditation. I try and implement it as much as I can. And I know it's extremely positive and extremely helpful. But a lot of people are even scared to meditate. And so if you really remove that fear and just think about it as like a minute or two of your time where you sit down or stand up, whatever, lay down without any distractions. Because the issue is, I'm saying this because my generation, 2000, oh my God, 2000, these bees are massive, people my age and around 2000 to onwards, they're cooked. Our brains are cooked, absolutely fried. No person in this entire history has had this amount of stimulation and things going on at once. There was never this idea where you could grasp all the information in the world in a second. But I can do it. This lady in front of me can do it. Every person in the street can do it. And it's not a crazy thing. That's the most insane part. And that's what's really getting people and cooking them. Because instead of doing positive with it, instead of really trying to understand how to multitask in a beneficial way, they just learn to doom scroll on 4 different apps while eating their Cheetos and strolling on the screen like a rat. And it's not to say I'm not guilty of this, I always am. But that's just our generation. And imagine yourself in around 10 years from now if you continue this up. Because the people who are younger than me, I'm 21 right now. The people who are growing up with the 6-7, like say they're actually 6 or 7, and they're doing the 6-7 meme. People and kids don't even understand math or don't understand basic stuff in life, but they know what 6-7 is. What are you talking about? We're absolutely cooked. And then they complain about everything and anything. I try and limit my complaining this, but it's so prevalent. Everyone's complaining about everything, and it's insane. It's not a problem of scarcity. It's a problem of abundance. We all have so much, apart from the people who might be watching this in the Middle East. In the right place in the Middle East, let me get that. In the wrong places. Because the divide and inequality is clearly a thing I experienced. So there's a lot of people in this world who don't have the luxury of abundance. But the people who are watching this video, or even will ever get a glimpse of it, are not the people I'm talking about. You have abundance of information, of resources, of tools. And what are you doing with it? And the top people who are really benefiting their life, whether that means in monetary value or in any other regard, they're using it to their benefit because they understand this leverage they have compared to most people in the world. Because the people who aren't privileged enough to have these tools like us are just behind, and it's not a way for me to cope or anything, but they're behind, and it's not their fault. I'm trying to get at is this world is vast. There's so much happening, and there's always something happening. And there's always something to bitch about, always something to complain about. But there isn't really. There's no excuse to complain about everything. Take away, or try and take away, I'm trying to instill this also, these little burdens you have, and focus on your primary goal. Set 1 or 2 goals you have for yourself. Make a 10K, the easiest one's money-wise, right? Or get to a point where you won't have to look at a price before ordering food, or you can buy food for your family. Whatever have you, that's just an easier to think about it. Those are things that you have as your primary goal. But then don't let things like, oh, I haven't done my laundry today. Oh, I have to do some, my dog shat in the lawn or in the yard and I have to go clean it up. Oh, that's so annoying. No, just get it done and worry about your only required needs. A lot of everything is optional. Sure, it benefit you, but it's optional at the end of the day. And if you can just get it done and really focus and put your mind to what you're thinking about and what you truly care about, it'll actually help in many, many ways with just your mindset. Whoa, 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 whoa. The fuck? She was back there.
Sorry.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, see, like it's just fine, whatever. She almost backed into me, whatever. In the moment, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. But whatever. That was awkward. That was a little, not even awkward. That was funny. She was back into me. But yeah, I'm getting to the end of my video because I'm at the end of my walk. And I said I was going to pause it a while ago, but I didn't. And I'm happy I didn't. Because the only person I'm really doing this for is myself. And if I can understand these void times that I have, I'll probably watch these back on the plane. Just so I can really like look at myself. Because like, I don't remember the last time I really like looked at myself and deeped it, you know? I'm not a guy who takes pictures of myself, who gloats, who tries and do thirst traps, or any of that. I have like 6 pictures of myself on my phone. You can kind of tell how this is not in the ordinary for me. But hey, I'm here. Anyways, we're gonna end the video now, but I'm very happy. My life is going well. Thank God, thank Dad, thank everyone, thank my mom, and everyone else, of course. You always have to be thankful and grateful for everything. There's really no point in this life of being a dickhead.